Gojo Satoru is arguably one of the most recognizable characters within the current line of manga and anime, and he's also a character who is hailed the strongest within his verse, and even after the climactic fight of Gojo versus Sukuna has concluded, there is still a massively large debate within the fandom of who is actually the strongest and who isn't. But what makes characters like Gojo so goddamn popular? Why is it he blew up in popularity and not Yuji? Why is Gojo became the most iconic character out of Jujutsu Kaisen and not the fucking main character? Well, first, we need to look at the trope of the strongest in popular anime and manga and their characters, what blows them up in popularity, and while we do that, you need to look at that subscribe button and maybe press it. But firstly, what does it mean to be the strongest within anime and manga? If you go to YouTube right now and type in top 10 strongest anime characters, you will be met with hundreds upon hundreds of videos going through all of it and what it makes them the strongest, who they compete in a fight, what's their best moments, how strong they are in comparison to other characters in other universes. And the topic of conversation is never ending. It is enthralling and it's entertaining, and everyone always has a different take on it, and that's why it's exciting. But even outside of all of these characters, only a handful really fucking stand out as generationally recognized characters to even those that don't watch a whole lot of anime and manga. Goku, Madara, Saitama, and many more from various other series are all hailed the strongest. But funnily enough, in comparison to these absolute titans, Gojo is considered weak, and yet only having his anime debut in 2020, Gojo's popularity has absolutely surged. The anime debut of Jujutsu Kaisen Strongest Sorcerer brought Gojo to the forefront of conversation for a multitude of reasons. Could Goku get past Gojo's infinity? Could Makima dominate Gojo? The questions just go on and on and on, and they're all placing Gojo in certain situations, but Gojo's power isn't what makes him unique, and Gojo's personality is what makes him unique. It's Gojo's struggle is what makes him unique, and his mannerisms, his outlook, and his failures is what made him unique. You see, when it comes to Gojo and the subject of him, you normally find yourself looking at two camps of thought. I really like Gojo because he's strong as fuck, and I really like Gojo because his character's funny as fuck. But then, on one hand, Goku is also strong as fuck, and then Saitama, on the other hand, is also funny as fuck. And yet, Gojo right now, at least, seems to stand atop of these two in terms of culture and mainstream media. And I'm not ignoring the fact that both Goku and Saitama have had their moments, because they still have many, many more to come. Goku literally shaped many anime fans' lives, myself included. The never give up and always work hard mentality that he always had was an inspiration to anyone. So to many kids growing up, he will continue to inspire them for many years to come. And then you have Saitama, respectively, also had the internet and many more in a chokehold with his overwhelming strength and just funny mannerisms, his just nonchalant attitude. These two characters that I wanted to use as a preface for this topic of conversation. They're both characters that have both had their time in the limelight, and they've both done incredible things. But why does Gojo feel different? Well, I believe that is because when you compare Gojo to the likes of Goku and Saitama, you're able to get more of an emotional connection to his character when you compare him to the latter in the conversation. You see, Gege looked at the trope of the strongest and gave it a unique twist. Where Goku and Saitama excelled was not only in their strength, but also in their mindsets. Goku had more moments of success in his stories than he did of failure, and even when he did fail and ended up dying multiple times, he still came out on top. And the same goes for Saitama. Saitama still to this day has yet to lose any fight that he has been a part of. He's simply too fucking strong. He's simply too damn strong. And when it comes to his mentality, we've seen almost very little humanity out of him to relate to outside of him losing to video games with King. I suppose that's it. I mean, at least not in the anime anyway, manga readers. If you know, you know. And while I absolutely guarantee someone out there right now is pointing at their screen like, yo, whoa, Goku's had so many emotional moments that made me feel something. I was moved. I don't disagree. I absolutely do not disagree. When I was young and I was growing up, watching Goku hit transformations as the results of his hard work and his hardships during battle certainly made me feel something. However, they didn't quite make me feel the same things that Gojo's character did and still does. I think a core part of this is because Goku and Gojo's emotional moments are very different for these reasons. And I think this is why Gojo stands out recently over all these other characters. You see, Goku's struggles aren't relatable. They aren't relatable to the average human or almost anyone at all. How often do you find yourself fighting against beings from another fucking planet or having to stop the Earth from being blown up from an android constructed from you and your friend's DNA? The answer is not very fucking often. And if you do find yourselves in those kind of situations, it's time to take your medication, dying, and the nurse is looking at you to get you back to the ward. But Gojo's struggles, on the other hand here, are incredibly human. Before you say, yes, I'm aware Gojo is essentially an untouchable god within his series. I'm fully aware, and I fully agree. But Gojo's mental state isn't. He's shown to have cracks in it, and quite a few times throughout the series and even the anime, and even more so in the manga, you see that the struggles of Gojo being the strongest is exactly what it sounds like. Gojo struggles being the strongest within his verse, and he's not ready to make certain choices, and when he does make them, he has to have his back against the wall to make those choices. And it's this kind of thinking is very human. It's something that we don't often see a lot of for other strongest characters within their respected verses. Seeing Gojo being pushed into a corner to the point of him having to possibly hurt humans was something that we knew and we felt in the story would affect him. And outside of this, Gojo being betrayed by his best friend Geto was also very human. It was a very human event to happen. You see, for as strong as Gojo was and still is, he couldn't stop Geto from turning bad and going on the path that he went on. This was a canon event within Gojo's life, and it caused immense damage within him and within his character. And when you look at the subtext of Gojo's line, at certain points throughout the story, you notice these little details. You having a friend leaving you and abandon you and betray you is something at some point most humans go through. It could be something massive like your homie stealing your last slice of pizza, or something little like your homie stealing your girl. For legal reasons, that was a joke. If my wife sees this, this was a joke, by the way. But when you compare Gojo's emotional journey to the likes of Goku and Saitama and whoever else has been a massive mainstream media success within the category of the quote-unquote strongest characters, you get this feeling of suffering and humanity, and it's those things right there that have truly set Gojo apart from the rest and have gave him and made him a truly unique character. He isn't just this quote-unquote strongest being that just cannot be touched. He's at the end of the day human. You take away those powers and he is human. If you take away Goku's powers, he's still an alien from another fucking planet. And this video isn't to shit on Goku or Saitama or any way possible, because again, I'm well aware that these characters are most likely products of their times. Goku was around in a time and was essentially competition to Superman. He was essentially the Japanese's competition to Superman, and Saitama is essentially a gag character. He's a gag on the trope of the strongest, and within their own right, they're both incredibly unique characters. This isn't to say that these guys do things bad or Gojo does something worse or something better than these two. I just wanted to use them as a comparison. And more than likely, within the next 4 to 5 years, we'll probably see another character arises that grips the internet by the throat and declares itself the strongest in the exact same way that Gojo has done it right now. But right now, that title is held by Gojo Satoru. As far as I'm concerned, he is the internet's golden boy, and there will only ever be one Gojo Satoru. And overall, I think what makes Gojo stand out so much, even to the regular normie non-anime manga consumer, is ultimately Gojo is this charismatic goofball with a ridiculous power that brings forth into reality concepts that are just simply not fucking possible. But below that Kakashi reminiscent exterior, there's a human just like me and you that suffers from the exact same existential dread and anxiety and goes through the same sort of hardships just like me and you. He deals with grief, loss, betrayal, and hardships just like every other human. And I think at the end of the day, that's why there will never be another Gojo Satoru. Anyway, that's everything from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, I will catch you guys all in the next one. Much fucking love. Big fucking kisses. Peace.